a nice sunny day, and about a little more than an hour ago in New York, a verdict was handed down in the Trump this is the Stormy Daniels payment case of falsifying records for an election. And the magic of the deep state has occurred, and Trump is found guilty on all counts. Guilty Donald Trump. So there was 34 counts. Trump guilty on all of them. Guilty for falsifying records, claiming a payment to the lawyer who was stealing from him. That those payments as legal fees was fraudulent on his face because he was paying for Stormy Daniels to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which last I checked was a legal document, an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Legal documents typically drafted by a lawyer, such as Cohen, but because it's Trump doing it, it's now an election crime, and Trump has to go to jail. So we have just created a constitutional crisis because we have corrupt judges and corrupt procedures in our legal system that will castigate anyone who's not part of the big club, such as Trump, and bends over backwards to protect anyone who is a member of the big club, such as everyone Jeffrey Epstein was peddling children to. You know, Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail, but none of her clients have been raided by the FBI to date. You know, Maxwell's father was a Mossad agent who was working with Mother Teresa to traffic children. No joke. I mean, Mother Teresa and Ghislaine Maxwell's father, the same father who put Epstein under his wing and basically gave Epstein the keys to the underage sex pot kingdom, so Israel could build up massive stockpiles of evidence and blackmail material on prominent individuals around the world, many of them here in the United States, linked to the Clintons, linked to Barry Soetoro and his whole entourage, linked to the likes of John Legend, giving off those P. Diddy vibes. I wonder how often P. Diddy and Epstein bumped shoulders in New York back in the day. They seem to be cut from the same cloth, if you understand what's really going on. So Trump guilty. It's going to be interesting to see what the sentencing procedures are. If Trump's going to have to be in jail with the Secret Service detail as he runs for president. If the Supreme Court is going to step in and say something about this obvious, I can't even think of the right words. It's so convoluted. I mean, how Bragg took a federal statute, dragged it into the state, even though the Federal Election Committee, which had original jurisdiction over this, said there's no crime here, Trump didn't do anything wrong. But New York Attorney Bragg, after, no doubt getting prompted from people connected to the Joe Biden administration, brings force to the case after originally not moving on the case. I mean, he sat on this for, I think, 2 years and waited until the election cycle when it was known that Trump was running again to bring this up, because this is obvious election interference. They're trying to scare any voter from voting for Donald Trump, because Trump is now a convicted felon. He's committed all these financial crimes in the state of New York, paying his lawyer, the lawyer who's a known liar, the lawyer who's known to be stealing from Trump's organization. Trump paid this man and documented that payment as a legal expense, even though it was a expense to pay for an NDA for a porn star who Trump may have had relations with. I believe there's an interview out there where Stormy's saying they didn't, but maybe she was under the NDA at the time and she was lying, and now she's telling the truth, or maybe now she's lying. I mean, given all that's going on, all the people who hate Trump, who fear a second Trump term because a return to Trump in power means all these people who have been stealing elections, and yes, the 2020 election was stolen. It's very obvious. You know, those 4 a.m. Biden dumps. You know, if you watch the election trackers, they have all these anomalies around 4 a.m. in key states that are all, Biden. Trump's in the lead, and boom, there's this magic bump up for Biden, and Biden wins the election after, the vote halt was put in at 10 p.m. Pacific time, the night of the election. They saw how far behind Biden was in all the key states, and then magically enough ballots, not votes, but enough ballots showed up to give Biden the lead. So we have, dementia patient Biden, who's got more, or what are those LLCs throughout the Caribbean, those shell companies. He has so many shell companies producing what exactly? I mean, Trump has steaks. Trump even had wine. Trump has real commodities and goods that he's using his properties. He has, golf clubs on and hotels on to make his money. What is the Biden shell company doing? Is it like Biden said at that dinner in India that he's selling state secrets? Sure looks that way. I mean, we have Biden connected with Chinese spy masters. The Bank of China giving Biden billions, or they gave Hunter Biden $1.5 billion in seed money to start his investment firm. I mean, if that wasn't a donation in kind, I don't know what could possibly be considered a donation in kind. You got Robert De Niro trotting out as a Biden spokesole to slander Trump in New York, and I love you, my New Yorkers. You let Robert De Niro have it. I mean, I'm sure the media is going to do their best to hide those clips, but those New Yorkers showed up and tore in to Robert De Niro. I mean, that guy must need security to go out and have dinner in New York these days if he's doing so anywhere near where that trial was held, that travesty of a trial. So Bragg has now gotten himself, his scalp. Trump found guilty. I'm not sure what these deliberations were, but we do know that the judge has gave specific orders to the jury to basically find Trump guilty. So I really hope and pray that the Supreme Court will take this up in a timely manner and smack down all the travesties of justice that occurred in this Trump trial. So that's just my take on it. Trump found guilty today on all 34 counts in a New York kangaroo court. We have a two-tier justice system in America. We have, Joe Biden's official presidential approval, according to Martin Armstrong and at least one other source that Greg Hunter of USA Watchdog has, in the 8 to 7% range. Congressional approval is around that same level. And now we need judicial approval. How many of these judges do Americans really feel are giving out justice, or dispensing justice? I mean, I just had a case, and it was a small claims action, but the judge, or commissioner in my case, a commissioner in Beverly Hills, there's not too many of those, so if you really want to, you can figure out who it is. She threw my case out just yesterday, but didn't throw it out. She said, I have to come back and serve. That kind of got lost in the shuffle. I'll take a look at that. Lost in the shuffle. I think she used to be out of Santa Monica Hills, causing chaos. But yeah, we have bad judges, we have crooked attorneys, and we have stolen elections here in the Banana Republic of the USA, currently the USSA, since it seems to want to head towards socialism and fascism and away from the constitutionally limited republic that we once were. So, yeah, those are my thoughts for today, and we'll see where this Trump verdict takes us in the next week or two, and see if SCOTUS comes to the rescue to restore sanity in our insane two-tier justice system.